My parents cut me off financially and left me homeless overnight. If your parents told you they loved you, then cut you off financially 11 days before rent was due, would you still call them family, or would you walk away forever? I always believed financial betrayal only happened between business partners or husbands and wives. I never imagined it could come from the two people who used to pack my school lunches and tuck me in at night. But this is the story of how my parents, who earned more than enough to support me, left me homeless, phoneless, and jobless at 20 years old because they thought I was a lesbian. And worse, they never even asked me if it was true. When I was in my second year of college, an intense program that feels like someone blended nursing school, lab work, and a 60-hour work week, we're talking sleep is optional level of intensity. The government told me I only qualified for the minimum maintenance loan because my parents' income was too high. Student finance basically said, your parents can afford to help you, so they should. But my program made holding multiple jobs almost impossible. I told my parents I had two choices: take a gap year to save enough money to attend my first choice university, or go to my second choice school where rent was cheaper. They didn't even think about it. They insisted, go to your first choice university now. We'll pay your rent. And they did. They placed me in a small studio, covered the deposit, even helped me move in. I remember hugging them in gratitude. I was naive enough to believe that generosity meant unconditional love. The call that changed everything. On my 20th birthday, my parents called. I expected a long, warm message, we're so proud of you, maybe even a digital gift card. Instead, my mother said, we think you depend on us too much. It's time you understood the real world. I blinked, confused. What does that mean? My father didn't hesitate. Starting next month, we're cutting off all financial support, rent, phone, everything. I felt like the floor dropped beneath me. Dad, my rent is due in 11 days. You'll figure it out, he replied, like I was an adult who had an overflowing savings account, which I absolutely did not. And please remember, my mother added, we still love you. Call us sometime. Don't lose touch just because we're helping you learn independence. I begged them not to do this, reminded them my program made extra work hours nearly impossible, told them this would literally leave me homeless. They hung up, just like that. The parents who were supposed to protect me became the people who put me on the street. The first day of homelessness. I tried to pull myself together, tried to be rational. First, I went to the university housing office, explained everything. My parents cut me off suddenly, I had nowhere to stay, my rent was due in days, and I had no proof because it was a phone call. They looked at me with practiced sympathy. Unfortunately, we can't approve emergency housing without documented proof, the woman said. So I need my parents to write a letter saying they abandoned me? Yes. I laughed, actually laughed, because it was absurd. My parents were willing to make me homeless, but not willing to sign paperwork confirming it. I emailed them anyway. They refused. I tried picking up extra hours at my job, but my contract limited me to a fixed schedule. HR said, even if we wanted to help, we legally can't. My professor let me cry in her office. My best friend, let's call her Lena, immediately said, come stay with me. So I did. I crashed on her sofa, tried not to cry too loudly at night. Every morning I felt more ashamed. Every night I thanked her silently. The message that broke me. A week later, I received a Facebook message from my parents. Not about helping me, not about regret, not about fixing anything. It said, we're disappointed you didn't call your mother on her birthday. Where is your new number? Why haven't you contacted us? I stared at the screen in disbelief. They cut me off financially, made me homeless, ignored my emails, refused to sign proof for student finance, and now they wanted birthday wishes? When I didn't respond, my brothers messaged me too. Just talk to them, they're upset. Don't be dramatic. That word, dramatic, was gasoline on a fire. I snapped. I texted my parents. You left me with no home, no phone, no income, and no ability to continue school. I don't want a relationship with you anymore. Their replies came instantly. A flood of, don't say that, we didn't mean it like that, you're overreacting. We love you. But love doesn't evict your child and call it a lesson. The truth finally comes out. Eventually, my mother sent a message that started with, "Since you're refusing to speak to us, we need to be honest." And then I learned the real reason they cut me off. My brothers, both living at home, both over 25, both unemployed, had shown my parents 2 photos. One group picture of me and Lena studying, one birthday lunch photo of me and her. In the caption, she jokingly called me princess. That was all it took. They told my parents I was dating her. My parents assumed I was a lesbian, and in their minds, that justified abandoning me financially. They didn't ask me, they didn't talk to me, they didn't support me, they punished me for something that wasn't even true. My parents said they didn't admit it earlier because they wanted me to realize why they were hurt. They expected me to connect the dots between losing everything and their homophobia. I read their messages over and over. I didn't cry, I didn't scream. I just felt empty. My friend Alina was horrified. Her parents wanted to adopt me on the spot. My professors were furious. The school's mental health counselor said, "You're experiencing parental abandonment trauma. This is not your fault." And for the first time, I believed it. Life begins again without them. Lena refused to accept rent money, so I paid her back by buying groceries, cooking meals, cleaning, walking her dog, and helping with her coursework. She also helps me get a second job at her workplace. We decided to become roommates permanently. My tutor helped me file documents to prove financial estrangement. Student finance might accept it, but we were still waiting. My course advisor told me to switch programs to a schedule that let me work more hours without failing. I did. I found purpose again. My friends helped me pack my old room. My parents didn't even come outside. They watched from the window like I was a stranger taking things that didn't belong to me. They offered me my old truck back, not out of kindness, but because it meant my father could take the insurance off his name. Fine, I took the truck anyway. Freedom has 4 wheels. Moving forward, I'm rebuilding my life slowly. New job, new roommate, new mental health appointments, new academic plan, new sense of independence. Financially, no one is coming to rescue me. Emotionally, I've already rescued myself. The question everyone asks, will you forgive them? My answer is always the same. You can forgive someone without letting them back into your life, and you can love someone without trusting them ever again. Some parents save money for their child's future. Mine spent their money on the illusion they were good parents. But good parents don't let their child become homeless to teach a lesson. Good parents don't confuse punishment with guidance. Good parents don't expect loyalty after betrayal. This experience taught me more about money and survival than any classroom ever could. Family is not a financial plan. People with money can weaponize it. Emergency funds matter. Independence is worth more than approval. Your support system is the people who show up, not the people who share your DNA. My parents lost a daughter. My brothers lost a sister. I lost nothing, because the moment they abandoned me, they revealed they were never mine to lose. Homelessness wasn't the end of my life. It was the beginning of the life I chose for myself. If your parents cut you off, made you homeless, and still expected love, would you forgive them or walk away forever? If stories like this hit home, subscribe to Sly Truths. Real stories, real lessons, real survival. Don't miss the next one.